Hello students, welcome to the world of chemistry. This is Dr. Vikram Panchal and I am taking topic thermodynamics for chemistry. And in this topic, this is lecture number 10. In this lecture, I will explain you what is reversible and irreversible process means. Okay, so let us take first of all reversible process. The common concept of reversible is that rate of forward and there will be rate of reverse reaction. That means whatever happens from reactant to product, finally we will get reactant. That is called reversible reactions. But in thermodynamics, the reversible process is having a different, understanding. So that you should know what is reversible process thoroughly. Okay. So definition wise we write like this: a thermodynamic reverse process is one that takes place infinitesimally slowly and its direction at any point can be reversed by an infinitesimal change in the state of a system. Okay, so to understand this concept of infinitesimally slow change and it can reverse it infinitesimally, let us take example. So we take one container in which a gas is filled, and here we are keeping small pebbles to produce pressure on this gas. This pebble produce pressure. Let us call this as P pressure. A gas is filled inside this having certain volume V. So let us call it V1. The total volume of the gas is V1. Okay. And these are small pebbles. Okay. They will produce pressure on the system. Now, we would like to provide a small change in this process. Very small change. What? We can change pressure. Now we can decrease pressure. So at present you can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6 pebbles are present on this piston. Now instead of 6, let us put 5 only, or we can remove one of them. Suppose we remove one of this pebble over here, obviously pressure decreased and therefore piston will move slightly upward. Now we have only 5 pebbles on this piston, which will be having certain pressure. Okay, this pressure is less than initial pressure. This is initial state. Okay, here we have initial state where the pressure is P. Now this is not a final state. Remember, it can be one of the intermediate state, and where there we have made a small change, very small change being done. What change we did? That was we decreased pressure with a very small amount, with very small amount, by removing one pebble only. Suppose the decrease in pressure is dP, then pressure of this condition is P minus dP. But now you can see, because of the slight change in pressure, here pressure decreases, therefore volume definitely increases. So initially this was the condition, but now the piston is slightly moved upward, and this change, let us call it dV, and the final volume is, say, V2. And here we can say that V2 is greater than V1. Why? Because pressure is decreased, that's why. So we got this final state over here, or intermediate state over here, because of changing the pressure. But this is not a great change, very small change, and that is why this is called infinitesimal change. Okay, and here if you put one more pebble over here, the same pebble, then we can produce the initial state. That means we can say that this process is in reversible condition. Okay, now further change could be like that. Again, one more pebble is being removed from here. So pressure again decreased, and now instead of 5 we have only 4 pebbles. Okay, one more time pressure decreases, so final pressure will be P minus 2 dP, and volume would be V3, which is again greater than V2, and here you find small change in volume from initial to final intermediate state. This is again called dV. Okay, so there will be small change. As it is a small change, it is also possible to achieve the first intermediate state from second intermediate state. So this is second intermediate state. Okay, and there we got a small change. Here we can say that V3 is greater than V2. Okay, but if you can remove, if you add one more pebble, again you can get the original state. So this way we can carry small changes to achieve the final state, where there will be hardly one pebble. For example, only one pebble is left over here, and we consider this as a final state. Then in final state you will find the final volume V, which is different than V1. Okay, and the condition is also different. So this way it is possible to achieve final state slowly by small changes. This is called infinitesimally slowly. This process is called infinitesimally slowly, and in between every two processes you will find equilibrium. So this is what we call equilibrium state. This is equilibrium. Why? Because it is a reversible process. Even there is equilibrium over here. So you will find lots of equilibrium states, and all adjacent states are equilibrium, because They are reversible and you can achieve the original state from the final state. This is the reason we call this as reversible process. Okay, so this is the concept of reversible process, that we have to carry small changes throughout the process. Okay, now we will go ahead with irreversible process, in which, let us take this irreversible process. This is the initial state, and we can put pebbles over here. Okay, let us call it P1. This is the initial pressure. A gas is filled inside this and having volume V1. Temperature is T1. Okay, now keeping the T constant, if you give sudden change over here, so that piston suddenly move upward, just keep only one pebble. Remove all pebbles simultaneously at a stretch. Within one time we can remove all pebbles. So this will be the final volume V2, and here we have final pressure P2. Okay, so our initial state is P1 V1, final state is P2 V2, keeping temperature constant, and here you can see that you cannot reverse this process. This is not possible. If you again put all pebbles, you will not achieve the final state. Why? Because this change was sudden. So when we got a sudden change, it is not possible to produce initial state from this one. That is called irreversible process. Okay. So this is irreversible process. Now, in irreversible process, when a process goes from the initial state to the final state in a single step, and cannot be carried in the reverse order. It is said to be irreversible process. Okay, so these are reversible and irreversible process in this lecture. That's it in this lecture. Thank you so much.